Ladies and gentlemen, it is another Wednesday night. Thank you for joining me. It is the Greg Cherry Show, as it always is. And you know me. You know my name. It's Greg Cherry. That's why you're here. And we got a packed show for you, and it could be even more packed, depending on how you guys want to play it. On today's show, it was enjoyed last week. Keep the momentum rolling. It might become a staple now of this show. I had so much fun with it. I appreciate everybody who had fun with it as well. And I will briefly explain the rules of the wheel just in case you missed last week or just in case you wanted a refresher. So I'll go over that. We're going to preview tomorrow's, actually not tomorrow's, episode of Jack of All Trades. It's actually going to be, I'll explain that in a little bit of a programming note a little bit later on. Taking a break from the weird laws of states, we've actually got some weird hygiene labels. That should be interesting. And it is, as it always is, it's the Wednesday Q&A. So ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned at the top, the wheel is back. The wheel is back. So let me go over some of the rules of the wheel, as I can take this off the screen. As it was last week, the wheel will be spun for every single $5 donation that's made to the channel. Whatever you land on is what you get. There's no changing it up. Now, if you want to donate $25, which somebody did last week, you get the option of spinning the premium wheel, which there's some good stuff on that, or you get 5 spins of the regular wheel. And to add some additional fun to it, each $5 or more donation to the channel, that person, the latest person to do that, will become the Greg Cherry Show champion. And if we reach $100 or more in donations, we will add all the donators' names to a third wheel, and whoever it lands on gets a free spin of the premium wheel. So I hope you guys enjoy it much like you did last week. And that was just a little bit of a recap to everything you found out. Now, on another note, and I will also put in the comments as I do, you would think I would have it after this long put out there. You know me. There's the link. It's also in the description of the YouTube videos, and it's also should be sent to everywhere that this is airing. So if you want to do so, feel free. Now, Jack of All Trades, previewing that for this Friday, putting it as a programming note, the Jack of All Trades match, which was originally scheduled to air tomorrow, is moving to Friday, mostly because Quizlemania is airing tomorrow. I'm not even going to bother trying to compete because while my show is very similar, I'm not going to try and not that I would scoop a whole bunch of fans from them, but I want everybody to enjoy Quizlemania on its own and enjoy Jack of All Trades on its own. So that's why the decision was made. And it's for this week only. It's for this week only. That's going to be airing on Friday. And we'll be back to the Thursday schedules as we move forward. Now, as I say that, oh, good. Jack of All Trades. We have an exciting match. I brought it up last week on the post show, and I'm bringing it up again because you want to check this match out. It is Brett Storm, as you see in the upper left there, facing off against Mark Moffat, who hasn't been on WTC since he won the tournament a couple years ago and faced me for the championship, nearly taking the thing from me. Josh Mansfield, who's a longtime supporter of the Greg Cherry brand. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Wrestle Talks Andy Datson, former 2-time Quizlemania champion. He will be on the show as well. And one of those people is going to be moving on to the championship match. Who do you think it's going to be? We will soon find out. I'm really excited about it. A couple new rounds. If you didn't see last week's episode, go check it out. You will truly enjoy it. It's one of the more fun things that I've come up with. And I honestly think this week is even more fun, even more creative with the rounds. So go check that out. And I know I'm kind of zinging through these a little bit because last week the wheel took up about half the time there. And speaking of Jack of all trades, the first person to win and the first person who qualified in the championship match, our girl Daisy Ruth. I ain't scared of any of these fools. Well, we'll see how that holds up on July 29th when the championship match airs. And I'll be seeing you this weekend for the recording of that. Also, Brett Storm, who is a participant this week. I'll definitely be there for the premiere of this week's Jack of all trades and most likely for the post show as well. So you'll be able to hear from him, definitely. And JB3, who competed against Daisy in the inaugural episode, says Daisy is no joke. No, she knows her stuff. And you know what? I think she's a legit threat to the three other people that she's going to be facing. Who will those be? Tune in to find out. Now, well, I see if anybody's waiting on the wheel, we're going to jump right in to the weird hygiene labels. I know it seems really early that we're jumping into this, but it's okay. So I know we've been doing the Weird Law Wednesday for the longest time. So I wanted to switch it up. I like doing the weird stuff, but there are some interesting weird hygiene labels. And don't forget that you can still send in your donations for the wheel if you so choose. Let's take a look at some of these weird hygiene labels. Here we go. This first one cracked me up, and it's kind of the reason that I wanted to do this. The first one from Stridex Foaming Face Wash. May contain foam. Thanks there, Stridex. Just because you sponsored SummerSlam a few years ago doesn't mean that you need to teach us how to read, too. It's foaming face wash, and it may contain foam. Thanks. I appreciate it. Real helpful. Keep out of reach of children except under adult supervision for Bath & Body Works Instant Antibacterial Hand Gel. What exactly is the antibacterial hand gel going to do to kids? I mean, if they wash their hands with it, or I'm guessing it's like a friggin' hand sanitizer. Well, you don't expect them to eat it, do you? Old Spice Red Zone deodorant. Use only on underarms. I'll tell you what, I was wondering why it felt so weird on my butt there when I used deodorant. Who uses deodorant on anything other than their underarms? I'm not talking about like the spray, like the body spray, because that goes all over. I'm talking about like the stick deodorant. Who uses that on anything except the underarms? What? Why do these have to be pointed out? It begs the question. My goodness. Next up. For Dial soap, and this is groundbreaking stuff. Directions: use like regular soap. What? Oh my gosh! You mean to tell me that you're supposed to use soap like soap? I am just completely blown away. I don't know what to say. Wow. This is concerning that this needs to be said. I don't know if this is a brand name or if this is just a general statement. Unknown tampons. Final step, pull up underwear. We have a lady in the chat. I'm not even going to bother messing with that one whatsoever. Why does that need to be said? Should that not be blatantly obvious? Okay, that's all I'll say about that one. Don't need to go any deeper because then it just gets weird. Aveeno bath treatment for external use only. Who the hell is drinking this stuff? This is bath treatment. Smells good. Wonder what it tastes like. I swear, it's... We're going to take a pause from this as Mr. Brett Storm is going to take his shot on the wheel. So let's see what he gets. All right. Thank you very much, Brett. Getting the one spin off the wheel. Let's see what you're going to get here. And let us bring up the wheel. If you haven't seen it in all its majesty, there it is. Take the weird hygiene labels off the screen for the time being. What are you going to get, Brett? Let's find out. Top 5 list. Give me something you want me to make a top 5 list of, and that's what you'll get. I'm surprised with as many entrance spots on the wheel as there are that it hasn't hit that yet. I'm amazed. Truly amazed. And yes, Curtis Butler, Strange Addiction. There are people who like drink those kind of products, and there is also people that make love to certain products, like cars. Like, why? That one's still disturbing. So, Brett, let me know if you can what you want your top 5 list to be from, and I will get to that real quick. Top 5 WCW pay-per-views. I'll tell you what, my WCW knowledge is not what it could be, so I might be speaking a little bit out of turn here. In no particular order, 1996 Fall Brawl. And let's face it, I'm kind of going off of the main events of the shows here. Wow, this is going to sound weird coming from me, but I've watched this pay-per-view multiple times and I enjoy it. Super Brawl 2000. Believe it or not, that's what I think. Another one. I'm going to say Halloween Havoc 97. They're all got Bash at the Beach 96. I mean, think about what today is. And finally, just for its importance. I know I said Bash at the Beach 96, but it was even more important for this to happen. I think it was Hog Wild at the time instead of Road Wild 96, where Hogan won the title as Hollywood. I also enjoyed honorable mention Road Wild 98, which I know that one was main evented by Hogan and Bischoff against Leno and DDP, but it was still fun. Yeah, I know. It's Halloween. At least I didn't say Halloween Havoc 98. That one's main event was great, but that one also had Hogan Warrior, which was an utter disaster. The Halloween Havoc 97, you figure, had Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, which is long regarded as some people's favorite matches. Look who's here. Well, Jeff, you missed the first spin of the wheel of the day. So any $5 donation gets a spin of the wheel. I lowered it from 10 from what the streams used to be. And I had to do top 5 WCW pay-per-views. And like I told Brett, my WCW knowledge needs some bucking up, as it were. But I'll get there. All right, we are going to go back to the weird hygiene laws, yeah. I guess they could be. Weird hygiene labels. So now you kind of know, if you didn't know before, how the wheel works. If you want to send in that donation, you get the spin of the wheel. I've been practicing a little karaoke before the show. Will I be able to sing? That remains to be seen. So here we go. Next one. Unknown hair coloring. So this is, I guess the brand isn't known, but I'm super confused of who did this. Unknown hair coloring. Do not use as an ice cream topping. What kind of freaking weirdo decides, hey, I kind of want to be a redhead, but you know what? I also want strawberry syrup for my ice cream sundae. I got the red hair dye here. Close enough. What is wrong with it? Who did this? To the point where somebody had to be like, hey, don't do this. Where is the common sense in this world? Oh my gosh. Brett, I forgot to mention, since you donated that, you are the Greg Cherry Show champion for the time being. So if anybody sends in a $5 donation to get the wheel spun again, then they will take over. Back to more of the stuff. And Jeff with a little bit of a plug. Well, everyone who watches the Jeff Beecham Network will get all the WCW they didn't know they wanted come August 2nd. Somebody's coming back. I'm kind of wondering, should I make Jeff do the wheel stuff too, or just me? Because when he comes back to this show, he's going to have to do some of this. It won't be just me. He might not have the room to do the entrances, but I might make him do stuff. Anyway, back to the weird hygiene. Wet nap. I'm going to tell you something. This is the most straight and to the point directions I've ever seen. Wet nap. Directions. Tear open packet and use. That's the way, wet nap. You tell them, hey, you know what this is. Open it and use it. What's it for? Use it. Doesn't matter what it's for. Just use it. Next up. In the instructions for an electric thermometer. Actually, no. We're going to go to the one before this because it's almost related, but maybe it's not. For a toilet bowl cleaning brush, do not use orally. I probably don't want the answer to this question, but who is cleaning a toilet with their mouth? Do not send me proof that this is a thing. Please don't send me any proof. Because I'm concerned, now that I said it, that it's actually a thing. Please don't make it a thing. Do not send me any of this. And the reason why I did that one first is because this weird hygiene label, in the instructions for an electric thermometer, Do not use orally after using rectally. I think the thermometer company and the toilet bowl cleaning brush company got together and was like, they're using this for the wrong thing. They really probably shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, it's very concerning. Not sure what to think there. Clairol Herbal Essences Maximum Hold Hairspray. If I were to ever use hairspray, I wouldn't have to worry about this, but it seems obvious. Warning, do not smoke until hair is dry. Yeah, because you light one up, your hair is going to go up too. Roy, thank you very much for the donation of $3. I have a challenge that I thought could be interesting. If you were to be in charge of either Raw or SmackDown, how would you book your show from April to November? Your goals are to get your stars over and your champions over. You have free will to do whatevs. Roy, thank you very much for that donation. A couple more dollars, you could have got yourself a spin of the wheel, and I would have still answered your question, but no worries. I will answer your question, though. Free reign to do whatever I wanted with Raw or SmackDown. First of all, I feel like I would have to tear down everything about Raw and build it back up. Because SmackDown has a figurehead. I know Lashley is champion on Raw, and he's not doing a bad job. My problem is that it seems like a lot of other people are lost in the shuffle. They don't really have direction. They're just kind of there. And the booking, the constant booking of rematches is insane. I don't understand. Feel free. It's on your account, Jeff. I can bring you in. Not a problem. Yeah, I would build up. I feel like I would have to run Raw. And if I got creative freedom to do whatever I want, first of all, I feel like I would revert Alexa Bliss or give her some new direction because I don't like what she's doing. I'd leave Nikki Cross the same. Give that a chance. Rebuild up Shayna Baszler as a badass. You figure you have to do that. Or at least turn her into a baby face and make her kind of like the anti-hero. Nia Jax, I'd send to SmackDown. I would bring Sasha to Raw to freshen up the division. I would bring up from NXT Dakota Kai after she has a feud with Raquel Gonzalez. Bring her up. And I get rid of the women's tag team titles because you have a severe lack of women's tag teams. I mean, you can't have a women's tag team division and your only people in it are the champions. Like, who do Natty and Tamina have to face? Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. You can only do that so many times. Sure, Nia Jax and Shayna are kind of still there, but they've run the gamut as far as I'm concerned about being a team. They don't have to do that anymore. You need a strong singles women's division. Look who joined us.
I'm out here. Shh, can't see me. No, I could not be on a wrestling related show, even if it is not 100% wrestling on the NWO's anniversary. I could not do something, goodness sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is 25 years since that fateful day where we wondered whose side is he on.
despite WWE Home Video trying to edit out that part of the show for the better part of a decade.
Yeah.
So typical. Yeah, my little plug earlier, I kind of got stuff handed to me. I wasn't counting on getting handed to me, but I'll talk more about it once I know for sure everything's going down. But yeah, it's going to be interesting last couple weeks of July and most of August. I'll put it that way. Yeah. But yeah, WCW, as much as the WWF, WWE revolutionized this business with Hogan and then later with Austin and the revitalization of the company, the WCW brand really changed everything. And it started right around this time 25 years ago. And I don't know if Hulk's turn and the subsequent angle with the NWO happening, if it doesn't happen, if we have an industry at this point.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
It was a very important moment. And I do want to say, if you want Jeff to do something on the wheel, now is your time. $5 donations to the Streamlabs link below.
In a secluded area of the house I'm staying at. The door is locked, the door is closed. So do what you got to do. Let me actually make sure I lock it now I think about it.
There you go.
All good.
So if you, in fact, I'm guessing you've been listening to some of the weird labels. I can.
This is a great topic. I'm glad you decided to do this because my dad and I are forever the label readers and the commercial watchers going, who was the dumbass? Where we have these labels, like, what this shit is wrong with people?
Well, I'll tell you what, I went through most of the hygiene ones. I'm going to throw another one up there.
Okay. There we go.
Some weird food labels.
Yeah. The best one for me for your thing so far was the strawberry syrup comparison and the hair dye. It's like, that'll taste good in my ice cream.
Yeah, it's a good comparison to make, considering I made that joke on Luck of the Draw like 11 years ago.
And if
actually strawberry syrup was one of the punishments. I made the joke. It's like, well, we had 2 redheads to start. Now we had 5.
And if you don't know, educate yourselves. Go back in history.
Yes, it's on the front page of the Greg Cherry brand. All the episodes of Luck of the Draw. Taping another one Saturday, so I'm looking forward to it. Come on.
Hollywood Jeff Meach might have the sunglasses on, but they got kicked off my face by a crazy dog. So.
All right. Here's some weird food labels. On a Domino's pizza box, caution, contents hot.
Yeah, that's always great. On any sort of pizza or the like, it's like if you're ordering pizza waiting for it to be cold, you bring it home yourself and drive around the neighborhood for 45 minutes. You're good to go.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's because of that McDonald's lady all those years ago that you have to put these labels on there because people don't have common sense. If you're going to get coffee, unless it's specifically iced coffee, it's going to be hot.
Yeah. These are the coffees you get that aren't hot. Everything else, you're a dumbass. Oh, man.
All right, next up. You could be a winner. No purchase necessary. Details inside of a bag of Fritos.
You have to order.
Yeah. The details are inside. There's no purchase necessary, but it's kind of necessary because you can't just open it in a Walmart and be like, oh, I see the details. I didn't actually want the Fritos. I just wanted to see if I could win.
Well, but the thing is, if that didn't happen, there wouldn't be people at Walmart.com. So there you go.
I guess not. Speaking of, complete side note, Walmart completely redid their app and they took away the feature where they listed the aisle of where the stuff was.
Oh,
I'm like, what the hell good is the app then? That's exactly why I used it, so I could find exactly where something was. And then they took it away, you jagoffs.
As a former associate and as a son of a current associate in the Vision Center, it drives me mad when I go into any Walmart store, be it up here where I am or back home or where I'm going to be later on this week or the month or whatever, and I can't check the right aisle. Well, it drives me crazy. Another side note, the whole people of Walmart thing, I really didn't buy into it. We were going through and walking through when I first got up to the Antelope Valley up here, and this guy was wearing his denim jeans down like he was waiting for quarters to be inserted. I'm like, people at Walmart.com. Yeah. And his choice of shirt was very much made me want to walk up to him. Sir, teespring.com, Greg Cherry brand, politics are a work, rest in Israel. You thank me later. Just
Exactly.
one of those folks that has the political agenda one way or the other, and then half his ass thing out. It's like, this is why this country is the way it is. People at Walmart.com.
Exactly. And if you don't know, now you know.
That's right.
Hit row. All right.
Yeah. He said what he said.
Yes. ShopRite toaster tarts, which I'm guessing are a knockoff brand of Pop-Tarts.
Right.
Warning, tarts may be hot. Well, yeah, if you make them hot.
No, tarts can be hot. You just got to pick up the right one. Make sure it's nice and labeled, and yeah.
Yeah.
Again, toaster strudels, Pop-Tarts. You can eat the Pop-Tarts cold, actually. Those are okay cold. The toaster strudels cold?
Yeah, they are.
Much.
And I speak as a Pop-Tart connoisseur.
Oh, yeah.
That you can absolutely eat. One thing I want to do, and it's something that like Rhett and Link have done, like from Good Mythical Morning, they've tried every single Pop-Tart flavor. I kind of want to do that, but I also kind of want to do a challenge where it's like, hey, here are all the different kinds of Pop-Tarts. Without opening the package, see if you can figure out which one is which.
Yeah, I honestly think we have the entire library in the garage out here outside the store. So I'll send them your way. You can just do it, just blind taste test. Although, as one of the first episodes of Greg Cherry Show showed us, you can cook them rather easily.
Mm-hmm. That's a segment I should bring back.
Oh, the first two are just like I was completely, full on expecting chef's hat, the whole nine, and then you do what you did. I'm like, son of a bitch, ripped me in. God damn it. Brilliancy at its best.
Yes, I may upload those to the channel separately at some point. Might be a better idea. Yeah, Curtis, where are you at? You have the most Walmarts per capita. I feel like my area has the most Dollar Generals per capita.
That's probably a safe bet. I'm not going to lie. Although it's funny, since I've been out here in the Antelope Valley and the high desert, I've seen more Dollar Generals than I ever have in Santa Clarita and South ever. It's crazy.
I'm telling you that you can buy some Dollar General seeds, plant them in the ground, and all of a sudden, 2 months later, here's a Dollar General.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted when I went back to see you guys 8 years ago now, how few Walmarts were in decent driving range. There's a few, but usually in a major area you guys are a suburb of a major area like I am, but even still, we've got 3 just in our little valley of Santa Clarita. I was surprised you guys didn't have as many as I thought you would.
Yeah, we only have the one, and it's like 10 minutes away from our house, and then the next closest one is like half an hour away. It's like,
yeah.
So we don't have a whole lot going on in this area, as you can tell. But we have a ton of Sheetses, which is I'm always good for that.
I don't remember ever going to that, and I feel bad not remembering if we ever did.
Going to Sheetz?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Sheetz before you came to the house for the first time. Like, it was on our way back. It was like 10 minutes away.
Well, when you have a freaking 4-hour drive in and 4 hour, it only took an hour to get back because the snow had finally subsided. We were still hungry as hell. So
that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tri-state. Yeah. That makes sense. Tri-state area. That's a huge. People don't realize how big the area of Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky are. It's a huge piece of property as part of the greater U.S. as a whole. And speaking of Illinois, that's also another hint for what's coming in August.
Oh, well, there you go. We got hello from Saudi Arabia. The Greg Cherry Show reaching international levels. You love to see it.
I love when the folks from Saudi Arabia contact me. It lets me know I've done something right, clearly.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I have a regular. It's not the same person from what I can tell, but I have a regular over on my stuff. Usually during the watch-alongs, because everybody's watching watch-alongs on the network.
Right.
Of course, I'm not doing that anymore because I have regained somewhat of my sanity. And faster. Go ahead, Greg.
All right, I was going to go back to the laws, or not the laws, the weird food labels before we hit the Q&A, because I'm actually going to cut the show a little bit short, just because I actually have a trivia match that I have to do tonight. So, and you're gone. I clicked away from you. You were gone.
Are you recording one live, or is it you're going to be broadcasting live?
It's a pre-taped one for CWT.
Oh, okay, all right.
So that'll be fun. And I'm kind of going off of zero preparation, so I'm just kind of jumping in jumping in both feet and seeing what happens. So this is basically your guys' last chance to do a wheel spin if you want to do it. $5 donation to the Streamlabs. We appreciate you as always.
Yeah, and
I'd love to do it.
People are gonna be like, "Yeah, he came back early." You know what? I'm bored. Okay, and I took the break off because I thought I needed a break from this. What I needed a break from was over here. You guys can't see. So I've had that break, and I'm still not going to come back full bore until the first Monday of August, because the hope is I'll have the content ready by then from where I go the last week of July. So
that's good, because I got a tournament I probably got to start soon. I'm not talking about the Jack of all trades one, which is ongoing.
Right. Yes.
But I'm talking about the big one, which I may only do 8 people this year.
Yeah.
16's a lot.
16 was a lot, and had you started it when I was thinking you were going to, we would have bled into this year's Mania being the finale day or the finale week or whatever. It worked out so much better. I love the way the tournament turned out. I love the way everything went, and it was just awesome. Good question by Cool Brothers. I thought we addressed that before, but
I was wondering if we could super chat for a shot at your trivia heavyweight championship. Huh. $100. There you go. I swear, if that comes across, I'll be shocked, but I'll totally set it up.
It's funny.
It's good you're here, because then you'll have to come up with 20 questions.
Right? Yeah. Seriously. It's like, okay. Well, yeah. Hey, NWO Day. We'll just throw out some NWO shit and see who reigns supreme.
I mean, it could be one of those things. I don't expect it, and then boom, it could be like a Ruben scenario, you know?
Right. By the way, kind of on topic, but kind of not. You know, usually when I buy bootleg shirts or whatever, it goes very bad for me. Up with a Hollywood Hogan T-shirt that looks about as faded as your average ICP fan in the middle of a Detroit concert and Fago binge. But
that was very specific.
It turned out very good.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
I dig it, and I had just passed that episode watching. I was doing the NWO binge all through up until when this week, and I'm going to continue it throughout July. But I just passed that god-awful episode of Nitro where the NWO took over, and I think you just lost my sound. Hang on.
No, I still hear you.
Sure. And just remembering how bad it was to watch it in the moment. Just the takeover turnover time just took forever, but it was such a fun night, and it was really the last Nitro before everything really started hitting the skids because of what happened. So anyway, I'm being called away myself for dinner, so you guys have lost your opportunity to spin the wheel and make me deal, unfortunately. But
but you still got me for the time being, and we're gonna close out the food labels thing and get into a couple questions.
Yes, and I will be in my studio Friday night, so I may end up doing something over the week. I know this coming Friday on the Jeff Meacham Network is going to be Dad's Not Always on Wrestling's top NWO moments. So that'll be coming up at the end of the week. So stay tuned to that. On. Yes, it's July 9th. No, we're not doing the Russo segment. That doesn't count. Trust me. Thank you guys very much. I'm glad to see you, Greg. I'm glad things are going well with Jack of All Trades and WTC, and I will be popping in more often. I bet.
All right. We'll see you, Jeff.
Take
Have
it
a
easy.
good one. Well, that was a little unexpected, but that was fun. I'm going to super chat you, but not today. The doctor said my voice is 23% ready to compete. Okay. It doesn't have to be today. Like, yeah. Well, that's cool. Looking forward to it whenever you do. All right. We're going to get into the Wednesday Q&A here real quickly before I have to scoot off and do a little bit of trivia. So I'm going to find a couple questions, and then if anybody donates, we'll see. First of all, Curtis Butler says, who wants cold tarts? I'll take them cold. I'll take them hot. It doesn't matter to me. Basically, Pop-Tarts are like my go-to snack food. That's why they don't stay in the house very often. But I love them. Loved them since I was a kid. Love them today. And that's why I got the belly I do, because I love my Pop-Tarts. Can't help it. And also from Curtis, in your opinion, and this is a really good question, what was the best year of SmackDown? I'm going to exclude 99 simply because it wasn't a full year. And Daniel, I did see years earlier. I'll get to it. I'll get to it before I sign off. Best year of SmackDown. I feel like it's almost cliche to say 2002, just because you figure that's when the draft happened. That's when you had Cena and Batista come up, along with Orton, and Lesnar was really dominating SmackDown also that year. So 2002 is a good year. 2003 is probably right behind it. I just love it. I'm very ruthless aggression centered. There's some people out there who don't like the ruthless aggression era. I loved it just because it was the stuff I was growing up with in high school. It was still good. Like I still really enjoyed it. So yeah, I would have to go with that. 2004 was a good year, maybe not the best. 2005 was a strong year also, but I feel like 2002 was just so good for SmackDown. You figure that was the first full year that they had the giant fist above one of the best sets that they've ever done for any show. It's just so iconic, that massive fist above the SmackDown stage. So I would go with 2002. I really think that was one of the best years. And they've had good years since then. But I would say 2002 is probably the best overall year for SmackDown. Daniel wants to know my thoughts on Jimmy Uso's DUI arrest. It's a shame. And it's a shame that continues to happen. He needs to get help. And some people were worrying about the storylines. Like take storylines out of it. I mean, it's a man who has a problem. And he needs help to fix his problem. Like his wife, Trinity, like Naomi, whatever you want to call her, needs to get him into like some sort of rehab, because this is not okay. It's going to screw up his career. It could screw up his and maybe other people's lives. Like he blew 2.5 times the legal limit of alcohol. That's not okay. It's not even close to okay. He should have been like arrested on the spot. I think he might have been. He might have spent some jail time, but it's not a good thing, man. It's not good. Like Jimmy Uso, Jonathan Fatu, whatever you want to call him. I pray that you get the help you need, because it's clear that you do. You need some help before you or somebody you love or somebody that somebody else loves gets hurt, because your actions have consequences. And I don't know if it means that anything coming from little old me. Like who am I? But it's just not okay. I agree, Curtis. Get a Lyft or an Uber. Like that. I don't want to say that's what they're for necessarily, but it kind of is, especially if you've had stuff to drink. You need to be safe. You need to be smart. I understand that alcohol kind of messes with your brain chemistry, but if it's to the point where it's too much, when you get sober, get some help. Daniel, what's the best year of Nitro? 97. 97 or 98. Because you could say 96, but the NWO didn't start till the summer. So, I mean, everything before that was kind of just there. But everything with the NWO stuff on Nitro, how important that entire storyline was in 97 and 98 also. It was just so good. I would say 97 just because Hogan pretty much had that reign of terror that couldn't be stopped other than Lex Luger for a brief second and then Sting at the end of the year. Yeah, it was so good for the babyfaces Chase and Hogan that I'd say 1997. All right, that is all the questions I see. I'm going to give one last check to the Streamlabs just in case we got any last second donations. But I want to thank those of you that did donate. Looking forward to doing this again. We didn't get as many wheel spins as we got last week, which is okay. But I'm really looking forward to doing it more because I feel like it brings different content than just me talking at you guys to the show. It brings a little bit more entertainment. And yeah, the weird stuff is fun, but I like doing the entrances. I miss doing that stuff while I was doing those streams for you. So thank you very much for joining us. It doesn't appear like we had any additional super chats, but that's completely okay. Report Card Radio, I will answer your question. Do you watch or listen to the Jeff Jarrett podcast? I'm honestly really bad about listening to wrestling podcasts in general. Even though I have free time to do so, I'm just not really great about listening to them. So I haven't listened to Jarrett's, I haven't listened to Angles, I haven't listened to the WWE produced ones. It's strange because I wouldn't mind listening to them. I just feel like I don't have the time to listen to them, or I'm busy with other things. But there you go. So thank you very much for joining us on the Greg Cherry Show tonight. Don't forget, Friday, not tomorrow, Friday, we will be back with Jack of All Trades. Looking forward to seeing all of you there, to see Brett Storm, Mark Moffitt, Josh Mansfield, and Andy Datson competing against each other for the opportunity to become the first ever WTC Jack of All Trades champion. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today, and I gotta get going because I got a trivia match to film. So guys, enjoy Dynamite. I'll see you guys on Friday, and I'll see you all next week right here. You know where, on the Greg Cherry Show. Have a good night, everybody.